Hello guys, what's up? Again, I don't know, I haven't really been consistent with this podcast from last couple of months maybe, and it's nothing to do about with me, to be honest. It's just me being not able to find any good topics, and yeah, that's the only reason. I've been saying this thing for the last couple of videos that you guys have to help me find some topics, and if we have enough topics and they're really good to talk about, we can do a podcast every single day. I have absolutely no issues. So, with that being said, I would like to give a shout out to my friend Siddhartha because he gave me this topic, and I don't know why I haven't thought about this topic. This is one of my favorite things to talk about, and so yeah, let's begin. The topic is fear, how to deal with it, how to overcome, and all that type of stuff. And I'm sure you must have all experienced this feeling at a particular time, point in your life or any other scenario. So, in my opinion, fear is not a negative emotion or a feeling or whatever you may call it. It's nothing negative. People think of fear as being negative, but in my opinion, it's not. In my opinion, fear is a necessary emotion, a feeling. You need that in you. You need that feeling of fear. Because fear is something that helps us survive. Um, so let me give an example. This is not my example. This is uh, the great Teddy Atlas who says this. So let me quote him and give him all the credit, and let me explain you this example. So, when we cross the road, we have always been taught from our childhood that look to the left, look to the right, see if any vehicle is coming by, going by. When you assume it's right, go ahead and cross the road with awareness. We have been taught this all our childhood, and we still follow this to this day. We are told to wear helmets when we are riding bikes. We have lots of safety facility in modern cars. Why? Why do we need all these? It's simple. We are all afraid. We have fear inside us. We have that feeling. What is fear? What is it? You know, you just get that feeling where you think something wrong might happen to you. And that's all it is. At least in this case. You're afraid of something. You're afraid of the outcome. And it's not bad. In fact, it's needed. You need that fear to survive. Because if you don't have that fear, you will die. Because if you don't cross the road without looking to the left, without looking to the right, and there might be a truck coming at 80 miles an hour, and you might get squashed. So you need that in you. Now, everything in life needs balance, and so does this emotion. So we'll talk about how to overcome this emotion when it's too much. So, as a fighter myself, as a martial artist, as a practitioner, I have had over 36 or 35 competitions in my life. Many more, of course, but I am recording in my memory, I can count 35. And it's the same feeling every single time. Every single time. From the first one till this one, and I'm sure every single competition that I'm going to have in my life after this, I'll probably have the same butterflies in my stomach. The point I'm making here is that nervousness, that fear is what you need. It's that something is going to keep you sharp. Something is going to keep you awake. But now when we talk about when it's getting too much, it's going to negatively affect you. And how do you overcome that? So my question is, why do you guys fear? What are you guys afraid of? Is it a phobia? Is it is it is it a circumstance? Is it death? Anything? Comment below. I would like to know, and if I find something really interesting, we would make another podcast on that. So, and yeah, so how do you overcome this feeling? So, I'm pretty sure you already know the answer, but let me explain it to you how exactly we should do it. So, the answer is simple, and you all probably know it. They'll be like, hey, how do I overcome fear? Like, yeah, man, you gotta face your fears. But listen, it's easier said than done. It's not very easy to face your fears, but that is the right answer. You have to face them. Now, I will tell you how exactly you do that. So, listen, it's not like I'm a fearless person or I'm not afraid of anything. Of course, I am. You know, it's not like I'm not afraid of anything. I'm afraid of everything. But like I said, when fear gets too much, it gets you in the way. It's not good. But if it is balanced, I believe it's all right. You don't have to worry about it. But in this case, we're talking about if it is too much. So the best way to face your fear is to visualize. So I want you to visualize some scenarios where things go wrong. For example, again, let me give a student example because I guess most of the audience is students. And let's say you have results coming up tomorrow and you're really afraid that you might not perform as well as others expect from you. You're afraid, and it's okay. It's okay to have that feeling. And now you're looking for ways out. You're looking for excuses. When the results come out, you're like, "Hey man, I didn't really study that day. Hey man, my uh, my friend was ill. My relative was ill. I went to see them. I went to see this. I wasn't concentrated. I was overconfident. I did this. I did that." You do this and you kind of justify yourself to the society, but are you being honest even with yourself? But that's not good for your improvement if your goal is to improve. And so what do is you have to visualize outcomes. You have to visualize scenarios. Maximum, think of what maximum can happen. Maximum, the worst things that can happen to you, the worst possible scenario. Think about them. You might fail. You might fail in one subject, two, three, four. You might fail in all subjects. But the question is, you might get beatings from your mom. You might get beatings from your dad. Everyone will laugh at you. Everyone will thrash you. But when you think of it calm, it's just another experience. That's it. It's okay. Your parents will still love you. Their love won't decrease for you just because you lost your marks. Of course, they might be a little angry and frustrated because they have spent all their hard earned money on you and you do this. So, of course, they're going to have some kind of emotions towards you. But it's okay. It's okay. Because guess what? When you score good, they're going to have still have emotions towards you. But this time, they're going to be happy. And it's your duty to do that. But let's talk about this time now. And you think of the worst case outcome, then you still think about what happens after the dust is settled. Is your friends are still going to be your friends, the people who are true to you. Your teachers, if they are true teachers, if they are good teachers, they are still going to give their best to improve you. Your parents still love you. Your friends still love you. You're still alive. You still have enough soul in you to make things happen and things to make, like, to turn things around. And here just I'm giving example of a student, but of course you can relate this to every single thing in your life. And yeah, you can relate this to every single thing in your life. And yeah, so it's that's what I do, to be honest. When I'm afraid of anything, I visualize, okay, what's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? And I think, okay, so that's the worst that can happen. And then, to be honest, the fear slows down just a little. And then you think about, okay, what happens after? Because, like we say, time heals everything. So, if any wound is caused by some circumstance, it will be healed. Perhaps not today, perhaps not tomorrow, but someday it will be healed. And it's your duty to must not repeat that same mistake again that is causing that thing. Now, the fear in competition, or the fear is the other one, that in my opinion is healthy. In my opinion, that is needed. You need that in you. If you don't have it, you might be overconfident. I mean, I know some athletes who are just not nervous before the competition, and I find it really strange. But it is what it is. Everyone feels different. But in my case, I'm really nervous before any thing that I really care about, whether it is performing on stage, whether it is performing in competitions, or it's it's a nervous thing. You think, and then you think about what the worst can happen, and you think about all that you have done to prepare yourself here, and all those negative thoughts come in your mind, and they try to break you, but it's on you if you break or not. It really is. And that's all, man. You don't have to be afraid of the outcome. It's about being being the best you can, putting everything you can, giving your 100% every time you can. And that's all you can control. That's all is in your hands. You cannot control anything outside of this. We have spoken about this particular topic a lot more in the Dustin Puri episode of the podcast. So look at search for that one, and maybe listen to that one. That'll really help you. But that's all I do when I'm afraid of anything. I think about the worst case scenarios, and I can think about what's the worst thing that can happen to me, and how I can solve it, and how I can improve the next time, and all that type of stuff. And fear is an emotion unlike anything else. It's on you how you deal with it. It's on you if you see it negative, positive, because everything is just like that. It's on you. It's on you how you think about a particular feeling, scenario, emotion, case, person, anything. The way you look at it is the way it is for you. If you look at it, it's good, it's good. Look at it bad, it's bad for you. And that's it. So that's the solution, man. You have to be willing to face it, but not face it blindly. Face it with a plan, and you will overcome it. I've done it firsthand. I've done it many times. I'm sure I'll do it many times. And let me know in the comments what exactly you're afraid of. Whether is it is it a particular thing in your life? Is it a feeling? Is it a person? Is it death? Let me know. And try to do this one trick. I think this will really help. And I'm afraid of certain things, and it's only a matter of time before I overcome those fears and pass the test that I'm facing with flying colors. And I wish you all the same. So yeah, this is probably the first podcast of this year, right? And I was speaking a very formal tone in this podcast. I just noticed, because I'm usually very chill and all, but yeah, I don't know. I was in a strict mood today, perhaps. So yeah, I don't really script these podcasts. I'm just sitting in my room, looking at the weather and recording it. So yeah. Alright, guys, thank you for listening. Have a good day. And I wish you that you face your fears and you overcome them and pass your respective test with flying colors. All the best.